Who's calling?
Brian.
Brian.
I'm one of the voters here, and I just have a couple questions for her.
Okay, sure. Just
Thank
give
you,
me
ma'am.
one moment.
All righty.
This is Gail.
Hi, Gail. How are you?
Just fine.
All right. I have been following this little campaign thing in the paper and stuff, and I'm really a supporter of you. There's been some stuff brought out, and I'm kind of curious about a few things.
Not a problem.
How long have you been the assessor now?
24 years.
24 years. That's a long time to hold one job.
I'm sorry?
Pardon me?
I didn't hear you.
I said that's a long time to have one job.
Yeah.
But, okay, me and my wife were talking, and we had a few questions. If you want to answer them, if you don't, you don't. You know, I mean, I understand how political stuff is.
Oh, it's not a problem.
Okay. Does your husband own County Records, Inc.?
Okay, you're cutting in and out.
Does your husband own a business called County Records, Inc.?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Has the assessor's office bought any items from his company?
Yes, we do.
It says in your oath that you can't directly or indirectly receive monies or valuable things for your performance of your job.
Right. I understand that.
Have you felt like you violated that in any way?
No, I don't, actually, because I got approval through the state auditor's office before I did it.
Okay.
Because his company sells to
Pardon me?
His company sells to just about every county across the state.
Okay. That's, I mean, like I said, we're on the fence here, so we're kind of curious. And the paper article said that you've been sued multiple times. Is that right?
Did I what?
That you've been sued multiple times?
You know, every county office is sued. The ones that I have had are mainly I had oil and gas, a couple of oil and gas companies, another corporation, and then years ago I had an individual. Oh, actually, I had two individuals, and they both found that I wasn't in the wrong on those. Okay.
And the last thing is, in the paper you said that you had been audited by the Oklahoma Auditor's Office. Does that auditor look for you using your husband's company, or does they just look at every company?
I mean, I called them and told them and asked them. Like I said, I got permission from them first before I ever did it, so they were aware that I did do it. To tell you what they actually audit, I mean, we don't sit in on them.
Right. Now, even though...
I assume they do.
Okay. And even though it says in statute that a officer who has been appointed is not supposed to use a spouse or things like that for a family member, you just went ahead and called the state auditor's office to get permission to do that, to bypass the statute?
Well, I wasn't trying to bypass the statute. I was actually trying. Had numerous requests for plat books, so I called the the state auditor's office to ask them.
Okay.
Again, since this is a company that sells them across the state to nearly every county in the state, that was the only way we were going to get plat books at the time.
Right. Is this the only company that sells them in the state?
Not now. No, it's not now. I don't think, anyway. I don't know. I haven't inquired enough to know what the full details are with the other company, but I do know that the other company at the time wasn't near the quality of what they are now.
Okay. And now, is that something that goes out for bid, or is that something
No.
So it's under the dollar amount that requires it to go out for bid?
Correct.
Okay. And what to your knowledge is that dollar amount?
It is $15,000.
You're saying 15? 1 5?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you don't feel that anything that you did by calling the state auditor's office in advance and all that kind of stuff is any way a violation of your oath?
When we did this, like I said, I called the state auditor's office and asked because that was our only choice at that time. So that's what we did.
Okay, your only choice. So that means there's nobody else in the United States that does it?
Okay. You know, I'm sure I could have gone out of Oklahoma to do it. I'm sure there's companies out there, but I can't answer for that positively at this point.
And
I can right now because I know there is.
Right.
But back then, when I started that, I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay. And is it a contract or is it by as needed basis?
Okay, what was the second part you said?
Is it a contract that you have with that company, or is it an as-needed basis?
Just as needed. We only order as we need them.
Okay. So if you're reelected, will you continue to use your husband's company, or will you outsource it?
I will check with the district attorney and with the state auditor's office again and see what they say and go by whatever they recommend.
Okay. So what do you mean by what they recommend?
If they tell me to go elsewhere, then that's what I'll do.
Okay. But if they tell you can do it however you want, you'll automatically use your husband's company?
Well, they're not. They're going to tell me one way or the other. They're not going to leave it open.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate.
We're talking, like this last year. We're not talking a lot of money. It's $3,000. Well, actually, less than $3,000 in this last year that we spent.
So you 1099 him for $3,000?
I'm sorry?
So you 1099 that company for $3,000?
What do you mean 1099?
Well, you have to send out a 1099, or you have to.
Well, if they did that out of the county clerk's office. I don't. Okay.
Yeah. So because just like when you do business with a county or anything like that, you have to submit a W-9. So
okay,
that they have.
I don't deal on that side of it, so I honestly don't know on that part.
Okay.
But I would guess if that's what they're supposed to do, they do it. Again, you're in another office, so I don't know.
Okay. Okay, well, I appreciate your time, ma'am.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.